Wow. It just started raining crazy hard. Anywho. Yo. What's good? Nigga, what's good? Nigga, what's good with you? When did greetings become like threatening? Like, depending on your environment, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. And this is not even how I wanted to start. Look. This shit is going off the rails already. It's like I've had so many debates with myself, of course, about how to start this thing. Like, how do you start a first episode? Like, what's the subject matter? What do you say? There's so many podcasts. There's so many fucking just so many podcasts, which is good. Like, ultimately it's good because long form conversation is better than these little clips. You know what I mean? Twitter, it's just so fast. You don't really get to convey full thoughts. So I've been having debates with myself as to like what the first episode should be, because even like what I'm doing now, even talking about how I couldn't figure out what the first episode should be is like something that's commonly done in first episodes. So it's unavoidable to be like stereotypical. Shit, it sucks. And I actually came to this conclusion. I was like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the first episode should be. Because it's like every episode is the first episode. Hopefully, every episode is the opportunity to touch on something or touch on an aspect of something that hasn't been fully touched on, or take a concept that has been touched on, that has been talked about, and run it through our filter, you know, our experience, us being me and my co-host Cody. Pretty boy Cody Manawi. And it's hard because it's like I love podcasts, and most podcasts it's like, bro, I don't care what you're saying. I don't care to know your opinion on this thing. I feel like everybody wants to have their opinion out in the open, and most opinions is like, dude, I don't care. Like, I take the shit I say with a grain of salt, you know? So I'm not trying to be like a guru or open your mind up or anything like that. Well, I am trying to open your mind to like a new perspective, but I'm not trying to force these ideas down your throat. So, going back to the first episode and the whole concept of the first episode and how to go about starting something, it's like, yeah, I every opportunity, every episode is the first episode. You know that saying, like, this is the first day of the rest of your life. Yeah. You know, that real trash shit somebody tells you when your life is going, like, terribly. It's like, oh, yeah, this is the first day of the rest of my life. The sun actually started shining as you said that, but I'm still sleeping on your couch. Because I don't have any opportunities. Talking about every day is an opportunity. Anyway. Every episode is the first episode. So I think I'll just put like 1, 2, and like, well, the second episode will be like 1, 2, and the third episode will be like 1, 3. I don't know, dog. And, you know, that concept was not created out of pure laziness and not knowing what to do. That was a fully fleshed out idea that I decided on. So yeah, every episode is the first episode. Just saying it just sounds like it's going to be ridiculous and hectic, and weird structure wise, but we're gonna go with it because that's me. That's me. There we go. That's me. So, me and co-host Cody are gonna be coming at you every week. Me and co-host Cody are going to be coming at you with these podcasts. You can't come at somebody with a podcast. It's like they have to seek it out, bro. Like, you're just talking. You can't come at somebody with a podcast. Or maybe you could. I'm coming at y'all with these podcasts, dog. Me and co-host Cody are going to be fucking... we're going to be unpacking ideas. This first episode is jam-packed full of nice brain nuggets that you can think on and you can give your opinion on. Just email me at evilegohourpodcast@gmail.com. Any type of questions or comments, or you can keep your concerns to yourself. I have enough concerns in my own damn mind. I can think of 12 concerns to your one concern, so fuck off. Yeah, random music breaks, segments. It's an audio show, you know, because podcast is like stigmatized. It's like you don't want to hear a podcast. It's like the word God. It's like it means all these different things, and it's like God or vegan. You know, you hear that, you're just automatically turned off. So this is an audio show, which might sound worse. I'm not sure, but we're gonna go with it. Shit, you know. That's what it's about. I feel good. That's it. That's enough. Evil Ego Hour podcast with me, co-host Cody Manawi. Give us a hug, show us love, and I think there's nothing left to do but drop that motherfucking theme song. Let's go.
Not manly. Not manly.
Go ahead and say it. You're more manly.
I couldn't even. I don't even think I could sound gay. I think it's too much rumble in my voice.
To sound gay. That's what I'm saying. You think gay has a sound?
Gay definitely has a sound. It's like a twang. I heard it. Somebody described it to me as like a gay twang.
All right, come on. Like,
it's a twang.
Gay people
have an accent.
But there's gay people that don't sound. That's what I'm saying. We're even saying there is a sounding gay. Like, you have to. There's gay people that don't sound like girls.
Son, all gay people.
And is the gay sound just sounding like a girl? That's all it is.
No, it's not. It's like a. It's like a little. It's like a twang, bro. It's like a.
I wish I knew.
It's a twang. Like all. I mean, there's like. I feel like there's very little variation between gay people's voices. I feel like if you had like all gay people just say hello to Siri.
I'm not even a good person to talk to about this because like every gay person I think of has that voice, and I'm trying to stray away from just
generalizing.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, dude. I've not met a gay person who doesn't. They all have the twang. I wonder if you like have to train yourself. I wonder if like
to talk like that.
I wonder if gay people train their voices to sound gay, or just like how does that develop? Why does it always develop the same way?
I mean, oh god, I feel like we're way in over our head because I was about to say something like I don't know that might be kind of controversial. Doesn't it have something to do with like estrogen and levels like that?
The same exact way. It's weird. It's like almost like they, like, yeah, it's really weird.
What's up, bitch? What's up, bitch? It's like, wait, and they just look at each other.
Like the Spider-Man meme.
Is that what this is about? Is that what we wanted to talk about? I have some stuff to talk about. Evil Ego Hour podcast here yet again. I'm here with co-host Cody.
It's your boy.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I missed you.
Yeah, some good. Yeah, we actually haven't talked in a while.
Yeah, man.
And every time we talk, it's like business related. So
It's like almost like we're not friends.
no, we're definitely friends. We'll always be connected by the dick. I have some things that have been on my mind that I wanted to talk about, but every time I talk to my girlfriend about it, she's kind of like a nihilist. She's a little like, I don't know, maybe has a pessimistic view. So when I talk to her, I'm always she makes a lot of sense, but too much sense to where I'm like, oh, okay, I'll
It's like
go
very logic
in
driven.
the bathroom now and stare at myself. 'Cause, yeah, I mean, she's just like a realist, to the core. So
I find it funny that our society, at least in America, because I don't know too much about other societies, but we're very driven by like scientific fact and logic and reason. And I find it hilarious because there's really no way of getting out of it because everything else doesn't sound logical or reasonable. So once you start thinking in the terms of logic and reason are superior than every other way of thinking, there's no way of getting out of that because nothing is more logical and reason than logic and reason.
Well, 2 points to that. I would. Do you really think that? Because I feel like it's just enough people who are operating off of logic and reason that are operating off of the man in the sky. Like there's a lot of people who are still on that tip and riding it even harder now that people are seeming to have to pick sides. You know what I mean? Like they're like, no, God is real, Jesus exists, and he's coming back. But almost convincing themselves that.
Yeah, but religion is having like, I mean,
and also
granted, Trump is still like he kind of reignited the fire. He didn't kinda. He kind of like just fucking lit this shit up.
He just turned everything on his head is what he did.
But it's like our laws are still like there has to be a judge to account for these laws that are all like logicked and reasoned down. Like even with religion and like things like abortion, like they're pro-life. They're saying, well, technically this thing is alive. Like if we reason this down, it's actually alive and it's a real thing. So you are killing a person. So like even though it is motivated by God said don't do this, it's like pro-life. Like we want this life because it is a life. And then like people who are pro-choice are more so like, well, some people who are pro-choice will say that it's technically not a life. And
it's so crazy even what you're saying because logic and religion or law and religion are tied to the point where they can't be undone. The very laws that we have are set up on religion. The concept that
it's supposed to not be that.
That's
way.
what I'm saying. The concept that that our law system is based on, like every person is has the right to a trial and every person is valuable. That comes straight from religion, that every man is valuable in the eyes of God.
Yeah.
Like, and that's an inherently Christian or like, I think that's kind of like a Christian idea. Like that's in the Bible. You know what I mean?
Even say that life, like another person's life is valuable is also, I don't even know if we can say it's like rooted in religion, but there is like,
that's
the fact that we even
was presented. I feel
like most religions do say you value the life of another, and that's the same things that we operate off of. But there's certain people in society who were like, you should probably get executed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's still.
But I feel like even that was based off of some type of code, and that code was probably derived from religion. All I'm saying is like religion seems to be like the very base work of how we learn to be in this world. So it's like to completely exit out of religion, like completely like push it to the side, I feel like it's wrong. But at the same time, it's like when you start literally like interpreting it like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. Okay, kill fags. Like, wait, no, that I don't think that's what it's saying. Like, don't call them fags. And like, no, I don't think that's what he wants to do. And it's like, well, it says it.
Yeah,
no, mans aren't supposed to.
But it's funny because then they reason and logic it.
Right.
They make reason and they make logic out of it. Like, we're doing this because, you know, the person who created us said we shouldn't do it. So because he said we shouldn't do that, we should abide by him, because logically, if we don't do this, we're going to go to hell.
And it's so weird that people are so pressed about like something that's not going on, that's not going to happen in this lifetime. It's like, well, you have a lot of shit to worry about, but you're worried about what's after this. It's like it's almost like the biggest trick. Like,
yeah, like everything is a preparation for the afterlife.
For whatever you are now is not going to be experiencing it. So why do you care so much about it?
I mean, it's funny because like, where the fuck was our prep before life? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, I mean, at least as far as I'm concerned, maybe I didn't tap into the Akashic records or whatever the
right
fuck.
That pool of information that everybody is supposed to be a part of before we get pushed into this.
I wasn't ready for this. I just kind of got thrown in this, and I'm just figuring some shit out.
Yo, and depending on what state you get thrown in this, like, how much of yourself do you think you are before life? Because people do a lot of stressing about what they're going to be after life.
Yeah.
How much of what you are now did you come into this with? Because I think about how I was as a kid, as a child, and I have a lot of the same, but very like deeply rooted. Like, you know, I was a kid and I would hysterically cry if like my crackers were broken and shit like that. If I couldn't eat the crackers whole and they broke inside the package, I would despise that. And how that translates to now is like, I just need to have everything perfect before I go on with something. Like, it has to be right. So like, if I'm going to a movie, I better be on time before. If I miss the first 5 minutes, I'll freak out. Like, so those little trace things that you had experienced as a kid, or maybe even before then, carry on, and then people still care about what's going on like after this ends, when you didn't care about what happened before.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, but in the way, I feel like as we get older and older, we just think more about the future. Like, we're more aware of it, because as we're growing up, thinking about the future kind of helps set us up for like the next step in life. It helps us survive. But it's funny because like,
so it's in us to think about the future.
It is in us to think about the future, because we are very conscious. We're very aware of everything around us, and we're actively aware of time. I mean, we're reminded of the time every time we look at our phones, and you know, the time is shown by, you know, the changing of the days from day to night, and we're just very aware of time. And the more aware we are of it, the more concerned we are with the future. Like, when we're growing up, like in high school, we wasn't really thinking. Like, most people weren't really thinking about college or past the job, like, and what they were gonna like be investing in, like when they're 30 and 40.
I would say the opposite. I'd say everybody was and I wasn't. I thought I was like, yeah, damn, y'all seem like y'all really got it figured out. Like, I had no clue what I'm gonna do, but I'll see y'all. Like,
I mean, you're fucking weird.
Yeah,
but,
I'm an exception. That's what I'm saying. So you are saying people are constantly thinking of like what the next thing is, but how much of that is what you want to do and what people are telling you to do?
Yeah, I mean, that's really hard to determine, because we're constantly affected by so many things like in our day to day that we aren't even aware of. And there's a lot of people who say like they come up with an original idea, but it was actually something that they saw like 10 minutes ago on somebody else's screen that stimulated this idea, which connected with another idea that came from what they just screwed past. So like, and then there's even like subtle things, like if somebody asks you for
ask you,
if somebody asks, damn, I can't even say that, you for $1, and right before they asked you, like a nice cool breeze flew by and it just made you feel real good, you're actually more likely to give that person that $1 just because that cool breeze flew by. You didn't even realize that you being in a better mood because of that breeze cause you to be more willing to give them that dollar. And that happens on so many, like,
I think they call that priming. I think it's like priming.
I'm pretty sure.
Situation.
I'm pretty sure it's called
Something
priming.
like that.
Or it's in the realm of what
That,
priming
yeah.
is. So, like, the fact that we aren't even aware of subtle things like that on our day-to-day, from like a microscopic to a macroscopic scale, it's hard to really say that we ever make a decision fully based on our own. And I feel like because of that, people, like, I don't know, that can throw people for, like,
well, that actually
things.
is the perfect segue. Co-host Cody operating at a optimum level right now. That's the perfect segue to my first point here, and that is the efficiency of your mind. I wanted to break down the arc of, because I have this concept, I have this theory.
Nice. The arc of the efficiency of your mind.
Yeah, so it's because it's a step-by-step thing, but also I have this theory, I have this concept that your mind is just like Instagram in a lot of ways, and it operates on all these background systems that you are completely not aware of, because it would take too much to be aware of them. If you were aware of all the things that were going on in your mind while they were happening, then you would be completely overwhelmed. So your mind has to kind of limit your scope of consciousness, and all these things run in the background, and these background shits are affecting you, but you're not hip. And you just kind of touched on it. So,
and some things become instinctual to where it's just an automatic response, because to process everything that comes in your head would take too much time and energy.
Exactly.
I mean, there's some studies where they're trying to figure out, like, mental energy is actually something measurable by, I forgot what the actual like thing is, but I think it's like glycerin or glucose or something. I think it's
how much mental energy you're using is going to be.
They did a study where they measured the glucose levels of people before and after they did a mentally, like, challenging task, or, you know, something that took a lot of mental energy, and their glucose levels would drop after they would you know, complete a task that took some mental energy. So they're actually saying there's actually something in your body that is drained. There's actually, you know, when something shitty happens, like, you really were just thinking about it, but it feels draining, and you know, that is actually you. So for things have to become instinctual and automatic, and, you know, or else you will be drained all day.
Right.
So your brain does create that efficiency.
Your brain is created
through instincts and through automatic response, knee-jerk response.
So certain things, and then so the more you do something, the more it becomes instinctual, like you said, and it moves to another part of the brain that handles that. So your brain is really about efficiency. Like, it task manages, and it wants to put off certain tasks into other parts of the brain. Okay, now you handle this. Now the part that is in charge of instinctual stuff that he just does without thinking, you are moving this action over there. Right. So that action can either be a thought, like, that you tell yourself.
Yeah, when something happens, when you're stimulated with this thing.
Yeah.
This is the thought.
This is how you're gonna respond from now on.
Exactly.
And people don't. I mean, just consciously thinking about that, you're going to be able to start, like, breaking the cycle when that happens. And I noticed this in my own life. You walk past a certain store, and you're like, and you always get that thing, or, like, you wake up, you do something, you automatically start rolling up. You're like, hold on, what? And so all of that type of stuff, it'll move to another part of your brain that's in charge of just automatically starting that stuff. So just like Instagram, the efficiency of Instagram, you'll be scrolling down, and this actually came to me because I'm scrolling down my timeline, and Instagram's ads is all stuff that I would fuck with. I'm like, yo, this is dope. Yo, that's tight. I'm clicking on, like, every ad, and I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, how does it know that I want, like, Naruto foodie pajamas, man? Foodie pajamas.
Foodie?
Yeah, my mom
like
used to say
Naruto
foodie
eating
pajamas.
like a watermelon.
No, my mom actually used to say foodie instead of footy. Yeah. My mom I actually talked to my mom recently, not to break the whole thing. I talked to my birth mom recently, and a few things that I derived at that conversation. We'll hop back, but one, she asked me for a beat because she was tired of rapping over Chief Keef instrumentals. The other thing is that everybody apparently I ever known in my life has died, so that's information to me. She's like, oh, remember your Aunt Shirley? I was like, yeah, I actually do remember my Aunt Shirley. Yeah, she's dead. She died bad. She died like a quick death. That's the only upside. It was a quick death, but it was.
That's good for her.
And I'm like,
it doesn't matter. Anyway.
It's tragic, but okay. So, but Instagram automatically just saves this stuff every time you click on something. Saves, boom. Save. Same thing your brain is doing. Even down to you telling yourself, like, something happens. Oh my God, I'm such a fucking idiot. God, I'm a fucking idiot. Damn, I'm so stupid. Why do I do it? Damn, it's that little stuff. Your brain's saving that. That's data. Boom, saving that. Yeah. And slowly, once it builds up, it's going to be like, oh, he thinks that about himself. I'm moving that to the other part of the brain, to things that he just automatically believes. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, conditioning, this is all been talked about before, but down to the very minutia of like your day-to-day things, when try to pay attention to the times that you're rolling up, because it's not really like you're addicted to weed or anything. We know you can't get addicted to weed, but this process that I am talking about is something that happens with all types of things that you do throughout the day. Mm-hmm. So weed is just a thing that automatically derives pleasure. Like you smoke, and I can literally feel those endorphins pouring into my brain. If you really start to notice it, you'll start to feel it. Like it's like, okay. Like I always notice that because I'll be arguing with my girl, and it'll be a long time afterwards, and I'm still like heated, and I'll hit the weed once. And I swear to you, not even like 25 seconds later, I'm like, bro, I shouldn't have said that.
Like, bro, I gotta chill. It's okay, man.
That's like, chill. I got a lot of anger in me, don't I?
Yeah. Like, and it's like, so basically,
like I'm talking to myself.
so basically what you're saying is we need to be way more aware of our habits and to monitor the habits that we have, and to even look for habits. Even
look for habits is a thing in its own, because your brain, and it all takes practice. We all know that's through practice is the only way we're going to be able to do this. And it kind of moves me to we'll stay in this realm, because I also wanted to relate it to another part of your brain, or it's more so biological, your whole body. So from the slim knowledge that I have about allergies, I know that it's your immune system overreacting to certain things. Like, so you come in contact with a certain chemical or whatever, and your body recognizes it as foreign, and your immune system overreacts. Like, whoa, what's this? Oh shit, what's this? And you'll get like a rash or something. You'll have a physical response to it. Yeah. And, I have terrible allergies. Shout out to the people with allergies. I don't have terrible allergies, but like if I come in contact with pollen, like bee cum is bad for my eyes. If a bee cum,
that's what pollen is?
Yeah, it's bee nut.
Bee nut?
Bee nut.
Y'all know that?
You got a little bee nut in your eyes.
Wow. All that yellow shit is bee nut?
Bee nut all over cars.
Son, bees
nasty, bro. It's bee bukkake. Every time you walk through the streets,
bee cum is in our nose. Anyways.
So all my people with allergies who be having them bee facials, I got you, bro. I know exactly how you feel. But your body kind of overreacts to these substances, and it'll provoke a physical response. So where is that? Like mentally, like I feel like those parts of your body that was in charge of stress management, not parts of your body, parts of your brain that are in charge of stress management and shit, are left over from when we were all the way back still hunting our food and shit. Those parts of your brains are still wired to respond to high stress situations. And since I relate it back to your immune system, any type of a detection of a stressful situation, I feel like for some of us, our brain is like, whoa, what's this? And it uses up that mental energy that we were talking about before. So anxiety is mind allergies, nigga. Like, I feel like that shit is just constantly, hey, what's that? What? And it's using up that energy, and it's provoking those physical responses, that stress hormone that's making you like tired,
stress even more,
stress even more, and then you're caught up in that feedback loop. And you stress more, and you're stressing because you're stressed. And we got caught in that. We got caught in that for like a good year or so, like, and we had to, and that also leads to the debate on. We could talk about this another day because we had this discussion on if you are in a deep depression, do you need another person or can you do it yourself? Like, it's the age-old debate on whether you can pull yourself out of that hole or whether you actually need another person. But that's another talk. But
I can't wait
but what you think about that? Anxiety being mind allergies.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree that it's like quicksand. I mean, once you're in it, and even it's crazy that as much as we're talking about mental awareness these days, I mean, on many platforms, and it's becoming more and more popular, even being educated on mental awareness, mental health, and being educated on things like anxiety, sometimes hurt people more than anything because they're only aware of what it is and not how to deal with it. And there's so much, we're so aware that everybody's experiencing anxiety. And I mean, it's even got to the fucking point where people are like, fucking peak capitalism. And people are making like those little shitty fucking gold chains. And it says anxiety and bipolar on it. And people are literally wearing these mental illnesses around their necks. Because everybody knows about them, but we don't know how to handle it. And it's being promoted. It's like it's crazy that, you know, the awareness is really just promoting it at a certain point because there's not a lot of education on where or how to handle this. And
like your anxiety chain, bro. Thanks. He has a fucking panic attack when he says it.
I got anxiety right now.
Don't look at me in my eyes.
Right, I'm fucking nervous. Like, I can't fucking stop folding my arms because I don't want anybody.
And looking down. Who was that talking to me? Okay. I was looking down.
Yeah, like
in shame.
And it's.
Well, I mean, and in peak. I mean, just peak optimum level.
Mm-hmm.
You've led to the next arc of the discussion, talking about the efficiency of your brain, and that's mindfulness. But not just mindfulness shaming. I feel like maybe I should put a drop or something in there, but mindfulness shamings, I feel like there's a part, it's something like a fail safe or something in your brain, like a little man that's like regulating shit, and he'll make it so that you don't become too aware of yourself. And if you are becoming too aware of yourself, you have to shame that. And so that's where the mindfulness shaming comes into play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it in? Because what is the thing that solves all of the stuff we're talking about right now? Mindfulness, right? Mm-hmm. Essentially, like becoming. We're just talking about being mindful, being present, and seeing your mind working as opposed to just being a part of a process.
Yeah, it's like removing yourself from your mind and your thoughts. There's a certain detachment from the thoughts that are in your head, and you're kind of observing this conversation you're having with yourself in your head from a neutral standpoint,
right? Where
you're just
and realizing how on autopilot you actually are.
Exactly.
So, but something in us, and of course it's the status quo. It's the zeitgeist. You like that one?
It's pretty good.
It's alright. We all know it's like the norm to, if some nigga starts talking about how he's being mindful or doing any yoga poses, you shame that nigga on the spot. Like, hey, look at him. Yeah, why don't you? Why don't you go meditate in Whole Foods?
Yeah, why don't you, like, when you want a snack or something, you just pull over on the side of the road and just start grazing on that nice grass.
I got some quinoa in my asshole. Why don't you lick that out? Like, I'm like, dude, I'm just like, you can't really talk about mindfulness or anything or bring that word up, and it's been stigmatized to the point where it's like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna have me a pulled pork sandwich right now. Niggas ain't gonna make fun of me.
Yeah.
Niggas ain't gonna make fun of me.
Yeah, and I think it's more so. It's really weird because I've been thinking about that more because, honestly, being real here, I felt like some people were subtweeting me about, because if the way my main Twitter is set up, I have a very the tone of my tweets and the subject matter of my tweets is always about developing more as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed that certain friends were like kind of like pulling fun at that, and I think it's more so it's weird because when everybody wants to be better, and when somebody's trying to be better, it makes people feel uncomfortable because especially when it's something somebody doesn't do, or they think that or at one point they wanted to do, they always feel like there's a certain like, oh fuck you think you're better than me, or like there's always like a.
You feel like that's always present when somebody shames somebody being.
I feel like it's
because
part
I want
of
to
it.
cover everybody. I want to cover like people who might just be doing it because they think it's funny, but it's almost like, but why is that funny? I guess it's just everything can be funny.
Well, it's an effort thing too, because it takes effort to want to be better and to work at being better, and some people don't like want to put their effort there, and actually a lot of people don't want to feel like they're being pressured to put that effort there. They want to just like they want to move at their own pace, and when people feel like they're being pressured to be better, quote unquote, then they that kind of makes them feel weird, and they're like
probably get defensive.
Defensive, and why are you pushing this on me, and like what's good for you is not good for me. How do you like,
and I also believe that like people got to get to the information on their own. And I've been victim in the past, and that's why this is the evil ego hour. I've flamed up ego wise at people who once shamed the whole mindfulness, or not even mindfulness, but like eating better, just normal things that one should do. They shamed them at one point, and I would be the only one to say, oh well, I'm glad you are more aware of yourself. I'm glad you're not shaming it like you once did. And niggas are looking at me like, why'd you say that, bro? He's trying to better himself. It's like, yeah, I know he's trying to better himself. That's fine. I'm very glad he's trying to better himself. Like with that look on my face. Yeah, like but don't forget,
but fuck you, like come on, bro.
And that's essentially none of my business. But and I'm not the the guy who watches over that. I'm not trying to be the fucking mindfulness police. But so what would you say so that people can stop automatically thinking a certain way when it comes to, and this is a segment, this is a part of a segment that I'm just going to drop the drop in right here. It's called Misinterpreted, brought to us by the now free Kodak Black.
Hey.
You can get back in. I'll get back in the fucking studio. Do not go I don't want to see you with any mask in your hand. I don't want to see. I don't want to see any type of gang activity. Please
Kodak,
go
we need you to focus.
Straight to the studio.
This is Kodak. We need you to focus.
Please. Oh. See. Misinterpreted. Mindfulness has been misinterpreted.
Anyway.
So what would you say to people who automatically think that, automatically feel a certain way?
Well, I think I would respond to it in the same.
You got that PBS tone right now.
I would respond to it. I would respond to it with the same. Okay, let me do that. I will respond to it with the same response that they give to people who are working on themselves and being mindful and like trying to push everybody around them to do the same. Is that everybody is on their own path, and you shouldn't shame somebody for wanting to promote something in their life because they're at that moment in their life where they want to be better. And in the same way, you don't want somebody to push you to be quote unquote better or to change a certain way of your lifestyle. You should also be aware that some people need to express like this new path that they're going down, some people need to.
And some motherfuckers are annoying.
No, definitely. I've been annoying. I'm probably still annoying.
I don't know. I'm saying I don't even think you're annoying. I think some of these people, some of these vegan pages, y'all need to be slaughtered just like the animals, cause y'all fucking like have put the most grotesque shit on y'all feed, stupid shit. I don't want to wake up in the morning, rub the little crust on my eyes. You know, I'll check my text. Oh, they text me. Oh, that's a bet. I'll text him back in a minute. I never text back, of course. An asshole. Scroll down my feed, and you know, oh, she got fat ass. Okay, she got fat old ass. Scrolling
shit,
up.
they got a baby. Damn.
They got a baby now. Damn. Okay, is that a cow? Is that a cow? Oh my god!
Yo.
Oh.
No, I gotta go.
I don't want to see that. It is 7:30. So y'all, I mean, I would be fine if y'all had y'all shit deactivated.
I saw a fucking video of somebody hammering a cow's head, but the hammer wasn't piercing the cow's skin.
Wait, so what do you mean taking a hammer and just bashing a cow's head?
A cow was laid out unconscious, half conscious, and they were hitting the cow with the hammer, and the cow was like fucking halfway seizing up, and I'm like, yo, this doesn't make me like, I don't know that type
I don't know what this makes. This doesn't make me want to eat, let alone
I don't want to eat anything.
I don't want to do anything.
This is depressing more than I'm not even happy about being vegetarian.
Is this what y'all want to eat? Y'all like hamburgers?
But that works for some people, so it's just like, you know, some things work for different people, but at the end of the day, we just all need to be aware that we're all on our own paths, and you shouldn't feel slighted because somebody is promoting something within their life. Because when we make a change,
save that shaming for like niggas who like fucking kids and stuff, like or just something stupid. Like if you're like, there's enough stupid people out here.
Like shame NAMBLA. Like there's a fucking organization for it. It's like it's NAMBLA, National Association of Man Boy
Love.
I
think you told me about that.
And they have their own flag too, and it's like this
Man Boy Love. Where is that?
It's
where they originate?
In a fucking cave with their weird ass. Like, what the fuck is that? Fucking
in a cave.
That's where that mind state, NAMBLA.
These are such results for NAMBLA.
North American Man Boy Love Association.
Ew,
that's what it
yucky.
Is. And they have their own flag, bro. That shit is weird.
Oh wow, they got their own nice little website here. Hold on now, let's
NAMBLA.org.
Let's not. Okay, North American Man Boy
Love
Association. That's like Cole Sprouse. Yeah, you should be on this website. Pretty boy co-host Cody Manawi. This is some weird shit.
You should have.
This is definitely on my search history.
Yeah, you. Yeah.
Social issues. Yeah, y'all.
Stories of Man Boy Love. What?
Oh no.
Why is this all on a public website?
Oh man, that should say Zeitgeist News. I take back me using the word Zeitgeist earlier. Man Boy Lovers.
Why is Cole Sprouse on the cover Zeitgeist of the North American Man Boy Love Association.org?
He's a fucking dreamboat. Pause. Wow. This whole website's a pause. All right.
And they keep trying to. But anyways,
So yeah, shame them. Shame these guys.
Yeah, like you should understand that everybody's on their own path, and they're trying to create an environment that will help them. They're trying to create an environment that will help them better shift into this new path that they're going down. So like, just give them a fucking break. Just be like, okay, that's nice. Like,
that's cool. That's cool. Give them the same response anybody says to me if I tell them I'm vegetarian. Like, oh damn, cool man. I couldn't do it though. I just love hamburgers. Like, just say that. That's just fine.
Be like, but making fun of people for feeling like they're bettering themselves is pretty. That's some low key dark.
It's dark.
And like, that's ugly.
That's some kind of satanic shit.
Like, you're kind of ugly for that.
Are you feeling better about yourself? Can't have that. Can't have
fucking
that.
loser. You think you're so much better.
The Dark Lord wouldn't want that.
You're really not doing anything with your life. You think you're so smart, but actually,
it's like
you didn't do enough research.
But the people there now, I recognize that it is a thin line, like we said. So I think the way to determine it is if you post cows getting their brains bashed in, then we can shame you. And that's it. So NAMBLA and people who post cows getting their brains bashed in, let's just make fun of those guys. If you want to do and the downward facing dumbasses, we coined that term before. Those type of people, you can shame them if they're doing too much. Then maybe it's a thin line, so it kind of just negates this whole conversation. But anyway, mindfulness shaming. So I think we got that. We know what is mindfulness. Essentially, one more time. Essentially, mindfulness is what? Because this is a good
it's
practice.
Awareness and consciousness is being present. It's being aware of your brain and all the thoughts, detaching from the thoughts. This is mindfulness.
Detaching from the thoughts. And this is important because of what we were saying before. The background programs that your brain is running. So what do you like about my little theory there, though? These background programs running, and it makes sense because these social media people model their programs off of neurology
it's
and the human brain anyway.
It's
yeah.
like
So I mean, it's not. I'm probably not even saying anything that's far off of what somebody else has said, but just in the way that niggas don't think about on the day to day. And I know we're not thinking about it often, but I've been more and more present of it. Now it's like, all right, you're present of it, because once you hit that state when you're like, all right, I'm mindful, I understand myself, I'm starting to notice my patterns. It does not stop there, because then you have to make little small incremental changes if you actually want to change. If you don't want to change, then it's fine. You can recognize these things about yourself and just be like, oh, okay, I'm awesome. I love the way I smoke as soon as I wake up. Like, that's fine.
Honestly, most of the time that makes people feel shittier,
right?
Like,
so
like, it's either be aware and make a change, or just
be aware and be shitty, and be aware and be sad that you're
honestly,
shitty.
I'd rather you not be aware, because like, I think if you're gonna be aware, you're kind of half-stepping it, and you're in this middle ground, and you're just gonna
and you're gonna fall into that feedback loop.
You're just you're gonna end up hating yourself because you're aware
Why do I always fucking do this?
And you're like, and I'm just but you don't make any change.
Right.
So because you're just so aware of how shitty, like, or just how out of control you are from yourself, but you're not doing anything to make a change, you're just gonna be like, damn, I'm not even in control of myself.
And just go farther down that hole. So if you're going to practice these techniques, these mindfulness things, I don't know any techniques, so maybe we can talk about that in another show, because like we said, like, this is poor man's philosophy. This is just going through our filters. But
evil hour.
Yeah, we're going to get into all that through this podcast. We're going to talk about tips and any type of questions that you guys have for us that we can answer. That would be dope. And any types of tips or concepts or any of that shit, you can email at evilegohourpodcast. What is that? evilegohour@gmail.com. Yeah, do that, please. Yes. I forgot the password, but I will figure that out and just send them anyway.
Twitter too.
If you're not Twitter, Twitter too, definitely. And anywhere you see us, just say hey, do that, because people talk about this. But so it's either practice mindfulness and commit to change, or don't do it at all. Because once you start doing this mindfulness shit, you're gonna uncover a lot of stuff about yourself.
You're gonna cover a lot of dark things.
A lot of stuff, and you have to be prepared to handle it and want to change it.
Yeah, so move at a pace that works for you. One thing that a teacher had taught me one time, he said, be careful of what you become aware of, because then it becomes aware of you. So if you become aware of your anxiety becomes aware of you and starts fighting you even more.
Yeah, and that's
and
that
it makes
loop.
and there goes the loop.
Damn, I like that one. Yeah, that happened.
Dropping bombs on these motherfuckers.
I've definitely been caught in that loop. My anxiety would be like, oh shit, he knows we're here. And he was like, well, fuck you, nigga. It was like, well, fuck you. It was like, fuck. And I'm fighting with my anxiety, man.
Anxiety fight.
You like that watermelon? This nigga Cody came over and had some sliced watermelon ready for his ass.
Treats me so well.
Get them cornrows glistening. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's the shit that people don't like when you start fucking doing that.
That's what you guys can shave me for?
Yeah. They come for the thoughts. They stay for him doing gross shit on the microphone. That's the Evil Ego Hour podcast. But I think we've given them enough, man.
I think today has been a very...
this has been nice.
Progressive. I think we came to some conclusions. I think people who shame mindfulness will now be like, I'll give these assholes a break. And
maybe I'll just shame them.
The dickheads who want to post a slaughtered lamb.
Oh, yeah.
With his ribs showing.
Oh, yeah. You better hope there's never a purge.
On a dirt ground. Which they're not even... I feel like some of the clips, they're not even, like, gonna eat the animal. They're just kind of slaughtering them.
They're just doing that shit. I feel like in some of the clips, it's actually them in the video, and they're doing it to like, fucking be provocative. Like, dog. Yeah. You better hope there's never a purge.
Vegans going to kill animals and then
to prove a point and shit.
And using that footage.
For a better cause. For a bigger cause. Anyway.
A sacrifice? Is that why they sacrifice animals? To promote veganism?
I mean, I would not doubt it at this point.
How ironic.
Anyway, any user, Evil Ego Hour podcast. Thank you for listening again.
It's the Evil
Ego, aka
Hour.
Pause.
Podcast.